Hey guys, very crudely yours here. If you remember last night I said I was going to do an X-rated cult review and stuff. A package that I got, I got it Friday. Technically, I got half of it Friday. UPS delivered it the 9th, and I got it 9 days later because they left no notice. They left no information with the people who sent it out to me, and they left it at the wrong house, actually. They left it at my neighbor's house, and my neighbor's dog, of course, ate it because they weren't expecting a package and they didn't look for it. So, I think it sucks is that my neighbors are actually my grandparents, and my granddad is the one who found my copy of K3 Prison of Hell with all its, like, sex and violence and sexual violence on the back of it. So that was really fun. So I fucking hate UPS right now. But I bought it from Diabolic DVD, and it's not Diabolic's fault that the package was delivered wrong. It was the USPS guy's fault because they even put it on it that it should have had a signature for it. Of course, there was no signature. Had there been a signature, it would not have been a... What the fuck did the goddamn thing... There we go. Okay. Anyway, so now all I have left of that is the hard box is gone. 2-disc set, one of the discs, it was so scratched it was drug across concrete, but the actual movie disc itself is fine. So this is all I have of K3. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Anyway, my replacement copy will be in soon, but I just want to go and give a video review of this because I already got it, and I have a text review of whenever I get my new copy in. This is the same thing as Angel of Death 2 and the Const Julian films. It's basically just this, like, sorry, my camera's being really gay today. It's just basically like hardcore porn on like a prison island where the guards are abusing people and blah 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 blah. Been done countless times before. The thing is that this time they do something a little different. Instead of making it a straight porn throughout the whole movie, this one's only a straight porn throughout the first hour and a half. And seeing as how this movie's about an hour and 45 minutes long, which I'm amazed it's not over 2 hours like almost every other Andreas Bethmann film out there. But seeing as how they actually did, this was a majority of a porn film versus exploitation or horror, it got kind of boring, like, in all honesty. Some of the stuff in it I thought was kind of funny, and then, like, the warden's just, like, pierced butch girl, and it's just the typical Andreas Bethmann film, and then, he has a guest star in it, he has, like, a cameo as, the prison doctor, and, of course, like, he does all these bad things to people, and I think what is he, he's a doctor, yeah, he's a doctor in this one, and, they basically just abuse the girls and kill them, and they bury them out in the woods. But they leave some of them out there for the animals to kill, and one of them who's been abused throughout the whole movie, and they make, like, torture porn films, and, like, she's the star of one of them, and then they're done with her, so, like, her execution or whatever, like I said, it's a women's prison, so I'm assuming it's the death sentence. They take her out in the woods, and they leave her there for the animals to eat, and she escapes, and then some other girl escapes at the same time, and they catch the girl who escaped, the one who's been tied up. She gets away, but she sees them kill another girl who was trying to escape, and then they interrogate her cellmate, trying to find out where she is. God, my fucking camera's being so stupid today. They're interrogating her other cellmate to see where she's at, and it has effects by Adolf Ittenbach. And I've seen, well, you guys know what I've seen. That was probably one of the most intense scenes I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so messed up. The interrogation scene in that, his name's like P.D. Scissorhands. There's a part where he's stabbing the girl in the thigh, and, like, blood goes everywhere. He, like, cuts her chest, he, like, cuts one of her tits off, he pinches her nipples off. It's just, it's the sickest torture scene I've ever seen. The girl, like, pees herself. It's a hardcore porn. It's, like, almost, like, fetishized, and, oh, God, it's just insane. There's a part where he's stabbing her in the leg, and I don't know how he did the effect, but you can see the tension build whenever the knife gets ready to go in, and you can see the tension release, and the blood spurt up at the exact moment that the knife goes down. He does, like, 3 times in a row, and there's, like, no cuts at all. I don't know how they did it. no cuts in like the film editing. Of course, there's like gashes in her leg, but oh my god, it's the best torture scene I've ever seen in a movie ever. It's entirely worth it just for that. And then the film ends, and the girl who was tied up in the woods and escaped. They find her and they shoot her in the head until her head's like liquefied, and then they kill some other girl out in the woods, and that's it. Oh, and then it ends with Petey cutting the girl who was tortured. He cuts her apart and eats her intestines. That's pretty much how the film ends. I mean, just fuck happy endings. But what's really cool about that is, like, whenever he's done with the torture scene and she finally gives him the information that he wants, he cuts her throat. And the way that Olaf Eatonbach designed the effect was that he put like an extra ½ inch of padding right here, so whenever it's cut and her head's leaned back, it looks like it's like poked forward, and it's the most realistic throat slicing I have seen in any movie. That is the most realistic torture scene I've ever seen. If you've seen Olaf Eatonbach stuff, you know that he just does like super gore, and sometimes it looks realistic, sometimes it doesn't. This film right here has, for what little bit of gore it has the most realistic torture scene that I've ever seen. That scene's so intense. I wish I could post it on YouTube. I really do, because I mean, it's like $45 at Diabolic, which is a really good price for it. I don't know about the extras yet, because fucking neighbor's dog. But anyway, long story short, it's worth it just for that one torture scene. The porn is all right, and there's like some funny one-liners in it where they're having sex. Like, what was it? Like, the German slang's different from the American slang. So like, they're having sex, and you think it's fun whenever we jack off, and I'm like, that's not jacking off in America. And then there's one thing where he's like, "Come on, Stevie, you need to come quickly. I'm running out of film," and because they're videotaping them like raping some girl, just stupid stuff like that. And Andreas Bethmann, usually he plays like a kind of goofy character, like almost like a not a comic relief character, but usually his cameos are pretty dumb. And if you guys know, he directs his erotic stuff, or what you can call erotic, under the title A.M. Bertucci, and in this film he's called Dr. Bertucci, which I thought was really kind of clever. But he's a scumbag in this one. He's pretty low. And then there's a fisting scene that results in lots of vaginal bleeding, and that's just as entirely disgusting as it sounds, because it shows it. Ugh, so gross. And then it's on the horror part. It's not as intense as something like that he's done, like Rosa Venez, or because that one's actually really gory. Probably one of the goriest I've seen by him is Exodus Intrepidus, the first one. That one was really good. I really like that one. And like, it's a 2.5-hour movie, and I love every minute of it. It's great. This one, there's a couple of things, like I said, that I liked, but most of the time I'm not a big porn fan. It gets boring after a while. But this one, it didn't bore me as much as like a standard porn would. But at the same time, it didn't wow me like I know that this director can. And this has been one of like the most anticipated horror films by him in a very long time. So, if you do not like torture porn, and I don't mean that like it's such a childish term that people call it like Saw and crap, torture porn. That's the dumbest term in the like human language. It truly is. It's not torture porn. It's not. There's no such thing as torture porn unless you're watching like Forced Entry, or unless you're watching something like this, or the Hardcore Headstick Experiment, or Hard Gore, stuff like that. If you want to call that torture porn, I can live with that. Calling Saw and Hostel torture porn, it's stupid. It makes no sense why people even call it that. But anyway, long story short, if you mildly enjoy porn movies, or if you like the porn horror hybrids, or if you just want to see the sickest torture scene in cinema history, then I recommend that you see K3. Andreas Bethmann fans, you're gonna love it. Like, no joke. I loved it, I'll admit. Like I said, the porn got a little boring and stuff, but the one-liner saved it, the nastiness that's thrown in there saved it, and the fact that there's maybe 2 or 3 returning characters in this one. He has an entirely new cast that are decently attractive. I mean, like, some of his old stars and stuff, they're not attractive at all. The only people I recognized was the guy who played the guard, the blonde-headed guard, who's like the main rapist in this one, and Andreas Bethmann himself. Everyone else is new cast, and they're actually they're like, whenever you watch a porn film, you watch it because the people are attractive. His other films, Rene Porniero in Exodus is kind of attractive, but his other stars, they're not very attractive. So, but anyway, attractive cast. For porn, it works. For like the one-liners, it works. And like I said, that torture scene, Jesus Christ, it must be seen to be believed. It's the most insane maybe 10 minutes you'll ever see in your entire life. So overall, if you're a German splatter fan, recommend